Okay folks, today we're going to be looking at the Tronfi LED projector. It's a Wi-Fi ready device. Wi-Fi ready LED projector, 1080p, does 16.9. There's a small picture of the box that comes with it. And as you can see, I've got this set up on just a plain white wall for now. I do not have a screen or anything like that. I'm going to turn the lights out, turn the projector on so you can get a better view of what's going on. It takes a short minute to go through the startup process. And as you can see, it comes to the main home screen. This is your USB screen. This is where you would do USB devices or thumb drive or micro SD card. As you can see in the lower left hand corner, it shows the pictures of both down there, and it shows no device. At this point, what you would do is you would plug one of these devices into the side of the projector, and then you would be able to watch your movies, do photos, text, or music right off of this part of the device. Everything that you put into your thumb drive or your micro SD card would now be playable right here through the projector and onto the obviously large screen, which can be up to 130 inches. The setup I've got right here today is roughly about 5 foot tall and about 95 inches wide. And again, it's just on a regular wall. It's not a screen or anything like that. To move on to the next part of the projector, click the button there where it's going to show you the input source. And then you have your USB. I apologize for that. You have your USB, your audio video in, your HDMI. There's another spot for a sound card. This would be your PC hookup, and this would be the link for the Wi-Fi. You would just go here and link your phone up to the device or anything Bluetooth and play right on the screen. As you can see, it times out pretty quick if you don't make a click on the setting or a decision there. I'm going to click on the HDMI setting here real quick. That'll take us to regular TV. Obviously I'm watching Yard Crashers, but you can see, get an idea, and this is real poor color at the time. This is just their intro, so it's not the normal vivid colors. But now you can see a little bit better color now that they're actually doing it, the clarity. And again, this is just on a regular wall. If you put it on a screen, it does get a little deeper color saturation, a little bit better color, a little bit better depth and penetration. Also, the one thing that I want to note is I'm not in a totally dark room right now. I'm in kind of a mid lighting room. I have 2 windows in this room, and it's late afternoon, so there is some ambient light outside, which is still filtering in. Once you get into a totally dark room, this will brighten up and clear up a little bit more as well. But basically with the projectors, you're not going to get super 4K quality television or images, but it's pretty darn close. It will project in 1080p. It does do a really good job. Once you finagle with the settings a little bit and dial it in, you get a screen set up. It's really easy to dial it in then, because you have a little more saturation of the colors, and the lights and the darks act differently against a screen setup versus just a painted wall with some defects, little ripples and imperfections which kind of distort the picture a little bit. The screens are definitely a lot better. But as you can see, you've still got pretty good color saturation, and you've still got some pretty good images. Pause screens never look really good, but you can see that it's still in good quality. Primarily, if you go back into your settings, you have different settings on the remote that does come included with it. Apologize, I've got to find out what button is which here. When you go into the menu setting, you can change picture mode, picture color, aspect ratio, and in this aspect ratio you can change to do a 4 auto, a 4.3, 16.9, zoom 1, zoom 2, or just scan. So it will automatically scan and detect a size for you, or you can do automatic. Then you can do panorama and point to point. Point to point is a little bit different settings than the panorama. I normally just go on to 16:9, which is kind of a standard. And you hit menu to back out of that. Then you've got your noise reduction on and off, screen rotation. You can actually change the rotation of the screen if you've got to flip the settings. As you can see, it will flip them in all different directions, depending on which way you have to situate the actual projector, depending on your mounting location. Then you can also do sound mode. You have a couple of different options there. You can turn the surround sound off. As you can see, I have mine off right now, but you can turn it on and do surround, and then do total true SRS, true surround. And then you can back out of that. I apologize, I'm actually underneath the apologize, I was in a bad spot for the remote. As you go into the different other options, you can see picture mode, LSD language, so you can change the internal speaker on or off. You can do restore factory settings, super color on or off. You can do your software updates via USB here. You've got a clock to where you can set an actual clock, and you can do the sleep timer on and off. So you can automatically shut it off after a certain amount of time. Say if you're going to lay in bed and you know you're going to fall asleep and you want it to shut off, you can set it to shut off in an hour. So pretty much that's what you have on the screen. Oops, I apologize, I flipped it. There you go. Back into the settings. And like I said, you have all of your settings here that you can go to. Everything's pretty quick and easy to set up. Unfortunately, I already have it mounted, and I'll show a picture of that here in a moment. I've already got it mounted, and I've already got everything hooked up to it. I did hook up an extra set of USB speakers that I decided to put on there for a little bit better sound quality. It does have one speaker on it, and it's not a stereo speaker. So I opted to get a cheap set of PC speakers, which gave me the option to have stereo then. I'm going to turn the light on, so I apologize, it's going to get bright. As you can see, I've still got my ladder out here that I'm still setting up and showing how everything's working. Excuse the mess in the back of this, but as you can see, I've got all of my cables routed up there and mounted. You're probably not going to be able to see a whole lot, but this is the actual projector. I've got my video box sitting up on top of it, and I hooked up the Logitech speakers that I bought at a local big box store for 10 bucks, so I could have a little extra sound coming out of them. And you can see the mount that I used to mount it to the wall. Zip ties holding everything on and running the wires down the side there. But I made my own stand, my own platform for it to sit on. Just basically wood that I've stained. And you can see the mount that I used. It's basically just a standard mount that I bought on Amazon and adapted it to my own needs. Normally these feet here would mount right onto the projector, but this projector is a little bit smaller and it doesn't have the actual mounting holes built right into it, so I just decided to build a platform for it to actually sit on. Still got a little bit of tweaking to do to adjust it and tighten it down, but it's in pretty good sorts, and it allows for a good mounting location. And as you can see, even with the light on, I've still got a decent picture. And there you go, back to the darkness of the screen. And again, as you can see, I've still got some light coming in. I've tried to filter some of it out. But the darker it is, the better it is. You can't watch the TV, or the projector I should say rather, in a bright atmosphere, because it's going to wash the picture out and it'll be really faded and you won't be able to see it very well. So obviously the darker the better. I've read some reviews of people complaining about not being able to watch it when it's in a lit room or a high traffic area where doors or windows are going to be opened all the time, lights getting turned on and off. To be honest with you, you want the darkest atmosphere you can to watch it, and it's not like a LED TV where no matter what lighting it's in, it's going to be bright and able to see it. A lot of people have that misconception about it. It's a projector, it's a light source. The more light you add into the light source, the dimmer it gets and the more washed out it is. It's like going to a drive-in movie theater. You can't watch them in the daytime. You watch them at night and they look awesome. So please keep that in mind when you're purchasing a projector. The darker the better. If you can darken your room, you're going to have a much better picture. Thank you for watching. I hope my video has helped you out a little bit. Have a good day. Thank you.